Hello viewers, you're welcome to this tutorial. Today we'll be looking at angle of elevation and depression. So under it we'll first know what it means. That's the first introduction to angle of elevation and depression. Relationship between angle of elevation and depression, and finally we'll solve questions. So let's start. Okay, before we start solving questions, we need to know how to represent angle of elevation and depression by answering these 4 questions. At least it will help us to interpret any word problem to that. So the first question we have here is the angle of elevation of dash from dash is dash. The angle of elevation of dash from dash is dash. Oh, the first question you ask yourself, from where are we elevating? If you notice, if you want to look up, that's to elevate. We'll stand on point B to elevate, while we stand on point A to depress. So the angle of elevation, let's leave the first dash. From dash, angle of elevation. So from B we elevate. So the first point, the last dash here is B. So angle of elevation of B, so this should be A. And as you elevate, the angle increases, starts from 0 to theta 2. So this should be theta 2. So the second question again, the angle of depression of dash from dash. So from A we depress, you look down. So from A, so angle of depression of what? B. From A is theta 1. So the third question, theta 1 equals theta 2. Why? As you can see, this is a parallel line. This is a parallel line. This is also a parallel line. This is parallel to that. So what we have is that the two are equal. This is a transversal. AB is a transversal. So it should be alternate interior angle or alternate angle theorem. That is why the two are equal. So finally, AB line, this length AB is called line of sight. We'll call it line of sight. So with that, we can answer questions, or we can, once you are given a word problem, we can solve. So the first question here, the shadow of a pole 9 m high is 9 meters. We have to find the angle of elevation of the sun. So let's start by drawing the pole. Okay, so we have, so this the pole, they say the shadow of a pole 9√3. So the length of the pole is 9√3 and the shadow is 9. We are now asked to find the angle of elevation. Elevate, so let's call it theta of the sun. So the sun. So we asked to find the angle of elevation of the sun, which is theta. Remember, we elevate from this point. So from, as you can see, this is 9√3 and this is 9. This is theta. So without wasting time, using our 30-60 triangle theory, our theta is 60. Yes. So theta is 60 degrees by 30, 60, 90 triangle theory, which states that the ratio of any theory is very simple. That if you have any right, angle triangle, that if here is 30 and the angle here, that's the side is x. The one facing 60 will be x root 3, while the hypotenuse is double. So it's called 30-60-90 theorem. So you can compare. So for this to be 9, means that here is 30, while that is 60. So you don't need to waste your time. Our answer is 60. So the second question. The angle of elevation of. So we ask the angles of elevation of A and D from C are 30 and 60 respectively. If A and D lie on A, D and B lie on the same line, find B, and BC is 3 cm. We have to find A. So okay, to represent this is simple. Okay, we are asked the angle of elevation of A and D from. So for A is 60, so it has the longer, this should be A, while this should be D. So, and this is C, because from C, both from C is what? 60 and 30. So if this is 60, meaning here is 30, here should also be 30. Total 60. This is angle 90. And this should be B, because they say AD and B lie on the same line. And BC is 3. So we are now asked to find AD. Without wasting time, AD is 3 tan 60 tan 60, that's minus tan 30. That should be our answer. So this is 3 tan 60 is root 3. Why this is root 3 over 3. So without wasting time, this is 3 root 3 minus, so we have 2 root 3. That should be our answer. You'll be wondering, how come I solved this without wasting time? Okay, let's just prove it. Let me prove why the answer is that. Okay, let me show you why I have this formula. 3 times 60 minus tan 30. 3 times tan 60 minus tan 30 times 3. So let's assume that's, if you know, this is just the replica of this diagram. So from here we'll apply the first one, assuming we are taking this first triangle. In triangle GBC, you notice that tan theta 1 is x over d, which implies that x is d tan theta 1. While in triangle ABC, tan theta 2 is x plus y over d, which implies that y is tan d tan theta 2 minus x. As you can see, yes, making y the subject of formula. Therefore, we are looking for y. So y is now, remember the value of x is g theta tan theta 1. Tan theta 1. That's the value of x. So we'll factor. We'll have tan theta 2 minus tan theta 1. So that's it. Anything of that form, you don't need to waste. Our d here is 3. Theta 2 is 60. Y theta 1 is 30. So that's